Headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.
Good afternoon, Ian. Well, I've got two daughters and I've got two very young granddaughters.
Yep.
I don't want a man walking into their toilets. I'm sorry, it's just not right. It's just not right.
So even if it wasn't walking into their toilets, it would be, even if it was a gender-neutral toilet, they would see a man walking in, wouldn't they?
It's just not right. My young granddaughters have men walking in their toilets. I'm sorry, it's just not right.
Why does this need explaining, though? Why? I mean, what you've just said, I think most...
At the end of the day, what you just said is right. They're men. What's the problem with these transgenders who want to be women going into men's toilets?
What happens when you become a woman?
Well, then there is a solution to this. For a fact, the council are wasting thousands of pounds when they could be spending it on homeless people and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. That's an outrage in itself. Got it.
You have men's toilets, women's toilets, and you have disabled toilets in most toilets.
Yeah.
The disabled toilets will only let one person in at a time, a disabled person. Well, then let them have the disabled and transgender toilet, so they go in there on their own.
Is the problem with that a transgender person might go, well, I'm you're not saying my sexuality or my gender is a disability, surely?
No, it's not about disability.
You're saying the pragmatics of it. It makes practical sense.
Exactly, it saves thousands of pounds.
No, I totally agree with that. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but you know how that if somebody, you imagine if Boris Johnson said that, Karl, he'd be absolutely lambasted for it because people would say, well, hang on, you're likening transgenderism with a disability, and then
Ian,
other people would go, what's wrong with a disability? Fair enough.
Why are these councils spending thousands?
No, they should be in jail, frankly, for spending thousands on this stuff. You're absolutely spot on. There is the only reason they would want to do it is because they think it makes them nicer people. Okay, it's as simple as that. Karl, great call. Thank you very much indeed for that. 0344 499 1000. Responses to that too. I can't think of any other reason. Who has asked for this? All council buildings across the county. You've got to have gender neutral. This was literally a phrase that nobody had ever used or heard of, 5, 6, 7 years ago? It didn't exist. And then suddenly it did. And even when it did, people in the world of science and medicine, the clinical world, go, well, we don't really know what this is. I mean, and the fact that somebody says they don't feel particularly male or female is fine. So what? You don't feel like it? Great. That's fine. I don't think there's anything weird or wrong with somebody suggesting they don't feel instinctively, intrinsically like a man or a woman. Okay, you can only really say the one you were born with, I would say. I know that's, again, a lot of people in the gender movement would say, no, that's not true. There's as much chance you could be a man as there is a woman. And then we get into that kind of upside-down, topsy-turvy world of nonsense again. I don't think anybody would be offended if you had to just use the loo of your birth gender. That would settle this one on the basis of loos. Or do you want to spend £1 million of taxpayers' money changing all the toilets over? Isn't a gender-neutral toilet just a toilet? Yeah, it's a good point, isn't it? A toilet has no gender. The actual bowl itself has no gender. Even a urinal. You know, there are devices that women can use as stand-up urinal. You know that, Sam? I don't think they're allowed to use the men's loos. Have you ever accidentally gone it? You know that thing you can do in a pub every now and again and just get the wrong door? And some doors, but you know the gents and ladies things, as the world has become more artistic, have you ever had that moment when you have to sit there and really look at it and go, because it doesn't say gents on it, it's just a picture. You think, is that it's a picture of a rabbit or something. You think, well, is that a woman rabbit? Is that a man rabbit? I really don't know. I think it's the man. Oh, no, a woman just walked out, so thankfully it's not that one. Well, it might be that one. Who knows? This is Ian in Lincolnshire. What are you thinking, Ian? Hi.
Good afternoon, youngster. I've been listening to you concerning the use of the disabled toilets.
Yes.
Disabled toilets are purely toilets that have been adapted for the use of disabled people.
Correct.
Anybody can use them, but they are preferable for people who are disabled.
Don't people look at you like you've parked in a disabled space if you walk into the disabled
I've
loo?
had that numerous occasions. My mother was disabled for all my life, and I used to have to wheel her into the disabled toilets, and the abuse I used to get from disabled people when I walked out, and then my mother wasn't embarrassed by the situation because she was an ex-nurse.
Oh, I see. So you wheeled her in and then you walked out on your own, so...
Yeah, and I've had total abuse from people.
Seriously?
I've done that, yes. And my mother has then turned around and said, well, they were saying, but I need to use the toilet urgently. I said, well, there's a disabled person using the toilet now. What is your problem?
Yeah.
We all have to wait. If the toilet is being used by somebody else, whether they be disabled or able-bodied, we all have to wait our turn. And that is the problem. A lot of people seem to think that the disabled toilets are just purely for disabled, and they must be treated with all due respect to that, instead of that they are there for the use of everybody.
I mean,
and they have no gender title to them or any cause whatsoever.
Got it. Ian, thank you for that. It's interesting because some places it doesn't feel taboo to use the disabled loo. It's the nearest one and everybody uses it. And other places, it's like, I mean, there's a pub a lot of us around here go to every now and again where the disabled loo is like right there next to the bar, and the non-disabled loo is down 2 flights of stairs. And it would never occur to me to use the disabled loo in that pub. But there's another pub round the corner where lots of people just... It's strange, isn't it? And for some reason, it feels right in one place and not right in another place. But there is that sense, if you use one, is that the same as parking in a disabled bay? And there is no crime greater than parking in a disabled bay. You dirty, filthy, dirty little scrote. You see, there's a bloke there with one leg, mate. You park your car there, you should be dead. You should be dead. You should be in hell. You should have your what's-it stuffed in hot treacle for that. Yeah, I mean, I know it's a bad thing to do, OK, but it ain't serial killing. That's all I'm saying, all right? And that might not be popular. 0344 499 1000. If you go to Tesco in the middle of the night, OK, and there's like 100 disabled spaces and no one there, are you allowed to park in the disabled space at 4 a.m? Sam says no. Phil says, yeah, sideways. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Good talk.
Hot talk. Bold talk. Talk Radio.
Listen on your smart speaker.
Watch it live on your smart TV.
The world headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.